What's up, fans? Back in the office. Literally just got home from work 5 minutes ago. Not even. So let's break down. I got Flores. He had a press conference today. He said a lot. And I'm going to say a lot about the quarterback competition and about Josh Rosen specifically. I got that. Again, today, another practice, but like I said yesterday, we got no play-by-plays anymore. But I'll tell you who was there, who wasn't there. On Twitter, I hit you guys up. I said, who wants to be in the video, get at me with a question. One of you guys got at me with a really good question. It's a two-parter. It really made me scratch my head. And then I got my final update on the Fantasy Football League. This is it. This is how it's going to go. This is it. No changing ifs, ands, or buts. If you don't like it, sorry, there's nothing you can do about it. So let's jump into what Brian Flores had to say. Actually, before I jump into what Brian Flores has to say, the Dolphins made a little bit of a transaction today, a little bit of movement. Here's my notes. I take notes. A little bit of a movement. They signed wide receiver TJ Ramming, and they waived wide receiver Blacknail, however you say it. This is how I feel about that move. Blacknail was not going to make the team. There's no way he was going to make the team with Isaiah Ford, Preston Williams, Devontae Parker, Kenny Stills, Jakeem Grant, Albert Wilson, Allen Hurns, Bryce Butler. They were all better than Blacknail. So he wasn't making the team. So I see this as TJ Ramming hasn't played a down of football with any NFL team. So practice squad availability, maybe they liked what they saw from him. I think he was with the Lions on tape. If not, it's whatever. They're just making moves just to maybe have a body for these quarterbacks to throw to for the last two games. I don't think it's much. Now, let's really get into Brian Flores and all the things that this man had to say. Asked about a younger quarterback. If a younger quarterback and the vet are close, playing the younger quarterback. And he says, a case could also be the younger quarterback is not ready. Brian Flores is like the Yoda of head coaches. Like, just say what you need to say. John Mayer. So essentially, a case could be made that the young guy is not ready. Insinuating that maybe Josh Rosen's not ready. Maybe, he takes a little bit of not a jab, but he says something about, us as, I don't know if you can consider me part of the media, but like the beat writers and us as fans. It's not like an insult, but he says something that I was like, yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. So let me get to the next one because I think it's very blatant and very obvious when he says a case could also be the younger guy's not ready. Yeah. Sometimes guys just aren't ready. The whole sink or swim mentality, it's easy for guys on the outside to say. For guys who aren't in the trenches dealing with it day to day, they don't know. So essentially what he's saying there is sometimes they're just not ready. And for us people that aren't there watching practice every day, that aren't there in the film room listening to him break down stuff, aren't there to see Josh Rosen do his thing every single day, like the head coach, like the offensive coordinator, like the quarterback's coach, like the GM, all these guys, we don't know. So for guys who aren't in the trenches dealing with it day to day, they don't know. So the whole sink or swim mentality, it's easy for guys on the outside to say. And that is, when he said that, I went, I get what you're saying, and I agree with you a lot, Flores. The whole sink or swim mentality, throw him out there. And if he doesn't succeed, cool. Well, then we know what we're drafting next year. That's a stupid mentality. Look, and he even brought up names like Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady. These are the type of quarterbacks that sat behind a veteran for a year, some more. Look at Aaron Rodgers. He was like, Favre, can you retire already? I'd like to friggin' play. And some quarterbacks that got thrusted into the starting position when Drew Bledsoe got completely destroyed against the Jets. The whole sink or swim mentality is stupid. If the quarterback's not ready, if he's not accustomed to the speed of the NFL, if he's not picking up things as quickly as he is, you throw the man out there and he sucks. Then all of a sudden everyone wants that new quarterback. This guy sucks. He wasn't ready. Sink or swim, like he says, the whole sink or swim mentality, it's easy for guys on the outside to say. 100% agree. That's why I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I put a star. I literally put a star next to this one. Because this one I think is very important. When you stick a guy in there, bad plays happen. We have to stay in there. Can't get too high or low. When bad plays happen, if you're worried about wrecking his confidence, you shouldn't put him in there in the first place. Thank you, Brian Flores, because I remember during OTAs and training camps when Charles Harris was getting completely destroyed by Laremy Tunsil, some people were like, they need to put him on somebody else because his confidence is going to get completely destroyed going against Laremy Tunsil every day at practice and getting destroyed. That's stupid. That's like giving these kids trophies for just participating. No, because then you think settling is good. You want to be the best, people. To be the best, as a great man once said, woo! To be the man, you gotta beat the man. To be the best, you gotta beat the best. So, like, the whole thing with Tom Brady and Tom Brady retiring and, you know, we can't wait. No. The Dolphins have split the series against Tom Brady for how long now? I want Tom Brady to be in there. I want to beat them 2-0 on the season. I want their best. I want to beat them at the best. That's where the whole confidence thing. Put Preston Williams, put Devontae Parker, put Kenny Stills, put your best receiver up against Xavier Howard. And if they can't beat Xavier Howard, I don't give a shit about their confidence. Because if you can't beat Xavier Howard, all of a sudden you go, oh, you can't beat him. And all of a sudden you notice your wide receiver's getting a little distraught because he can't beat this corner. What happens when he goes against another corner? What happens when he goes against another team? No, I don't give a crap about confidence. If you don't have the confidence to be the best, to beat the best, then you shouldn't be in the NFL. Then you don't have that mentality. Jonathan Martin. I'm sorry. You gotta have that. The NFL is a not-for-long league. If you don't step up, if you don't shine, if you're not constant, you ain't gonna make it. So when he says that if you're worried about wrecking his confidence, you shouldn't put him in there in the first place, 100%. Needham and Jordan Mills, week 1 preseason, they were in there for a while. And I know in the live stream, a lot of guys were like, get them out of there. They suck. Keep them in there. If you watch the stream, I was like, keep them in there. Have them in there the whole goddamn game because they need to build up and get better. Then he talks about there's been a lot of practice game reps from the spring to camp to games. For it to come down to one game, it's not that. And essentially what he's talking about is this narrative that is being brought up about whoever starts Thursday is the starter week 1. That's not how it works. Brian Flores has seen these two quarterbacks go at it. Like he said, practice game, from spring camp to games. He knows what he's looking for, and he wants to see what they can do. All right, you're struggling, but you're succeeding. You look way better than he does, and all this stuff starts to correlate, you're now the starter. So just because Fitz starts Thursday, which I'm hearing that's the case, that Fitz is going to start Thursday, doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to start week 1. He even says it. That's literally what he's saying right here. Talks about Balaj. Gets off the quarterback. He gets away from quarterbacks. He's like, I'm done. You're going to get away from quarterbacks. He didn't say that, but I'm saying that he said that. Balaj, he's big, fast, athletic, can catch the ball. Yeah, of course. Some people were talking about Kenyon Drake being injury prone. We need to get rid of him. If you guys remember, there was a few days of training camp where Balaj wasn't there because he got injured. So just because Drake got injured, why are we picking one running back over the other? I want both of them to succeed. I love both these running backs. He tries to create, I don't know what that is, an environment where it's not easy. Because the NFL is not easy. These games are not easy. Good. Create that environment. He talks about Sanders, our boy, Sandman. I think he's doing well. He's giving us the kickoffs we're looking for. Essentially, he's either the ball's landing at the 1, so they have to take it out and get tackled at about the 10-15, or it's going out of the back of the end zone if we're going against a guy who's really dangerous at returning it. From a field goal standpoint, he's accurate. I'm not going to say the last part because that is the friggin' jinx. And I'm very superstitious, extremely superstitious. Then last thing he talks about is the wide receivers. I think we got a good wide receiver core, but we need to play better and we need more consistency. Now, I understand we all love Preston Williams. and I love Preston Williams, and I said this in a live stream, and I think I've said this in another video, you should be able to give criticism to players on your team. You should be able to criticize players on your team. So for me to say certain things about Preston Williams doesn't make me a hater. For me to say certain things about Josh Rosen doesn't make me a hater. I'm pointing out the obvious. You know, holds on to the ball too long. Dropped a bunch of balls on Friday. Is what it is. Consistency. Had that great game week 1, didn't have a great game week 2. Needs that consistency. Not saying he didn't make some great plays. That stiff arm Preston Williams on the punt return just completely basketballed him right to the ground. Great plays, but again, consistency. So that's what Brian Flores had to say. I know I can't wait to read you guys' comments on what your thoughts are on what I said about the consistency, about, you know, the confidence, about the playing, about all that stuff. I can't wait to read it. Seriously, one of my favorite things. That's why, if you guys notice, like, all you guys get hearts. I love reading your stuff. Talks about practice. Let's get into practice real quick. Not there. Well, still not there. Drake, Parker, Alonzo, McDonald, McMillan, Akins, Wilson, Ginkle, Chase Allen. Still not there. Tankersley sighting. Tankersley was there. He did some running, did some cutting. Not much. No team stuff. Same thing with Grant. Grant was there. Didn't do much team stuff. Rashad Jones did some team stuff. He will be ready for week 1. So, like I said, comment below, guys. Let me know what you guys think of everything. I love reading your guys' comments. Even when you guys are mean to me and you're not staying classy to me, still love reading your guys' comments. It's one of my favorite things. Be sure to comment below. But like I said, I went on Twitter. I was like, hey, I'm gonna make a video today. Who wants to be comment of the day? And one of you guys, Randy Seidler. He told me how to say it. Seidler. Yeah, Randy Seidler came up with a great question. It's a really great question. What players who are flashing now do you see the highest potential for? Name 3 players who are unproven now, but you feel have potential to be Pro Bowlers next 5 years. So I'm going to give you what I took from this. I got a bunch of names I wrote down, but I'm going to give you what I took from this. So players who are flashing now. So when you're saying to me players that are flashing now, players that are doing really well right now, doing great right now. Jerome Baker, Xavier Howard, Laramie Tunsil, even Charles Harris I threw in there. Because Charles Harris was doing really well. Now you're going to come up with names that I haven't named, and I'll tell you why they didn't make this list. Jerome Baker's killing it, Xavier Howard's killing it, Laramie Tunsil's killing it, and Charles Harris had a really great game. And now we're starting to... That game showed what Brian Flores is instilling in him, and that shows what Brian Flores has planned for him as a defensive player, and it shows like, all right, yeah, no, I got excited again. Because if you guys remember, during training camp and even preseason week 1, Charles Harris kind of disappeared, but now we're starting to see, oh, that's what he's got planned for him. Super exciting. Now, unproven. I took unproven as in they haven't done anything in the NFL. They haven't had a history of doing anything in the NFL. Shining star, flashing, I have these guys because Howard did great last year, flashing. Laramie Tunsil, flashing. Jerome Baker's flashing during training camp. Charles Harris, flashing. These guys are unproven, as in my mind, haven't done anything in the NFL yet, haven't made a name for themselves in the NFL. If you asked any other team's fans who these guys are, they wouldn't know who they are. They're unproven, but have a potential to be a Pro Bowler in 5 years. Preston Williams. Now, you would think I'd put him at flashing, but he's unproven. He hasn't done anything in the NFL, but he has, oh my God, this dude has potential. My boy, Sam McGuavin. The dude had a great game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but again, he's unproven. He's within the Canadian Football League. We don't know much about him. We don't know, no one else knows much about him, you know? I did during OTAs, but again, toot toot. Christian Wilkins, yes, he is the #1 pick. Yes, people might know his name, but he hasn't done anything. He hasn't proven anything. He had a great game against the Bucs. And 2 other names I'm going to throw out. You said give me 3. I'm going to give you 5. Laird, the running back, extremely unproven, but has great games. Yes, he's going against 3rd and 4th stringers, but he's producing against 3rd and 4th stringers. Jamal Wiltz. You guys might be like, Jamal Wiltz? Go back and watch last week's game, Friday's game against the Bucs. He had really great game. Also, if you want to go follow Travis on Twitter, he broke down one of his plays that he just did really great. So that was my take on the unproven and the shining stars. Let me know what you guys, like I always say, let me know what you guys think about who are your shining stars and who are your unprovens. comment below. I'm very excited to read yours. Fantasy football. This is it. This is how it's going to work. This is how it's going to work. You're going to email me at DouglieDoWrong, right? I'm going to regret this because my email is going to friggin' blow up. You're going to email me at, DouglieDoWrong@gmail.com. You're going to email me if you're interested in being in the league. It is a $10 league, and the way it's going to work is second place in the league gets their $10 back. The winner gets the rest of the money. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have 2 leagues. I'm hoping I don't have to be in both of them to run them because that's going to be $20 for me, and I don't want to win both of them and take money away from you guys. So I'm still setting that up, but there's going to be 2 leagues. I'm going to be in one of them. That's how it's going to work. I'm going to be picking out of the people who emailed me, because I don't have your email, I could just throw you in the league. I'm going to be picking the people who have emailed me. You have to email me by Thursday. I'm going to be picking you guys to be in the league at halftime of the game Thursday. The game starts at 8. I'm assuming halftime's probably around 9:30, 10 o'clock. Be on the live stream at that time, because if you're not on the live stream when I pick you, you're not in the league. You have to be on the live stream when I pick your name, so you can give me, yes, I'm here, boom, you're in the league. I need to do it this way because last year I picked names out of a hat and I had to pick again like 3 or 4 times because people just disappeared because I had you guys just say you want in below. No one was there for the picks. That's how it's going to work. Again, to reiterate, email me at DouglieDoWrong@gmail.com that you want in the league. It's a $10 buy-in also. Remember that. You have to pay money to be in this league. 2, you have to be on the live stream at the halftime of the Dolphins-Jaguars game. It's live, nationally televised on Fox, to be part of the drawing. If you're not there, if you give me your email, but you're not there, I call your name and you're not there, you're not in the league. I'm sorry, but I have to do it this way because, like I said, last year I got screwed over and I had to keep picking. So that's how this is going to work. And if you got any other questions, comment below and I'll answer your question. But other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter, tweeting out a ton of things, doing a ton of things on Twitter. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm almost at 1,000 Twitter followers. It's because of you guys. So go check out my Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I tweet out a ton of things. I also take questions from Twitter. Check out the Bit Boys. I got a ton of games coming out this week. Madden. Gonna do a pack opening. Got a ton of stuff planned. Go check out the Bit Boys. If you like what you see, don't subscribe just to subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Thursday, very important game. It's nationally televised on Fox. I'm live streaming. My father said he's trying his hardest to be part of the live stream. I'm trying to get him there. He doesn't know yet because his work is a day-to-day basis on if he has to be in there early or late. My father might be on the live stream, but I will be live streaming starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday. So again, if you want to be in the fantasy football, you gotta be there at halftime for the drawing. Give this video a thumbs up for that. DolphinsTalk.com. Again, if you haven't checked it out, great site, all that jazz. If you're watching from there, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at 7,000. Yeah. And then we're getting closer to 10,000. Share the channel. Let's road to 10K, baby. Other than that, I will see you guys Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going live. We're going to be talking about everything happened in the game. But like usual, stay classy. Heads up.